Bienvenidos a este video. Hoy vamos a ver una historia muy entretenida para mejorar tu comprensión en el inglés. Primero, vamos a escuchar esta pequeña historia y luego vamos a responder unas preguntas para ver cuánto hemos entendido. Ponte cómodo y disfruta el video.
The wild cat. It is similar to the domestic cat, but not identical. It has a grayish coat with very diffuse stripes. It has a strong and cylindrical tail, ending in a kind of black ball. There are wild cats in Asia, Africa, and Europe. In our continent, it lives in forests or in places with a lot of bushes, rocks, and woods. They are very surly animals that run away from people. They always hunt on the ground. To hunt small rodents, it moves slowly until it is close to its prey and jumps on it. The bike. Pablo's bicycle was in the shed, at the back of the large garden surrounded by leafy trees. Louis looked at it in detail. It really was a great racing bike. Quite expensive, because it was considered to be a double gift, since his brother's birthday was December 26th. Louis thought that he had to be satisfied with trifles, while Pablo received the best gifts. Reluctantly, he began his task, when a long shadow appeared in the doorway. "Very good, that's the way I like it. Leave it shiny, little guy, and that way I might even let you clean it more often," smiled Pablo mischievously. "He'll pay for it," thought Luis. "I wish I could leave it just right." It would serve him right for being a blackmailer. He wouldn't be so cocky if the bike suddenly fell apart while he was riding it. But despite his discomfort, he soon dismissed those thoughts. He remembered that the police had been to the school and had shown them pictures of some kids who had fallen off their sabotaged bikes, and they were terrible. The horse. Once upon a time, there was a little girl who had a horse. She took very good care of him, but the horse ran away, and as she loved him very much, she became very sad. Some days later, the girl went to look for her horse. Many days went by and she could not find it. The parents were very worried because their daughter did not show up. The girl saw a book and read it, and she saw her horse where the book told her. The book told her that the horse had run away because he wanted to see more horses. Since then, they take the animal to the field sometimes to see more horses so she can have more friends. The little rat. Although Flora was poor, she tried very hard to make her home as comfortable as that of a rich little rat. The rooms in her house, which sparkled with cleanliness, had everything a mouse with a simple life could want: a table, a few chairs, and a soft little bed covered with a quilt, which Flora herself had sewn together from scraps of cloth. Flora got up very early, and before breakfast she finished her chores and left the house clean and tidy. As she did every day, she swept, put up the cushions, and scrubbed the pans to a shine. The Selfish Princess. Once upon a time, there was Annabelle, a very selfish princess. Her father, because he had a lot of money and she wanted it all, gave nothing to her sisters. Her sisters complained because Annabelle spent too much and wanted more and more. One day her father, tired of her selfishness, wanted to play a joke on her to see if she would learn to share. When she asked for more money, they would make her believe they had no more. They would dress in ragged clothes, as if they were poor. When Annabelle saw them dressed like that, she thought they had really gone broke and was very frightened. What will I buy now with no money? After a while, Annabelle realized that they were playing a joke on her and realized that she should not be so selfish. She should always share everything with her sisters. The Worm and the Moon. A long time ago, there lived a worm who was in love with the moon. Every night, when the moon embroidered silver threads in the sky and drew stars, the worm came out of his hole and spent long hours gazing at it. "How far away is the moon?" said the worm, sighing. "I can never tell him my secrets." But then one night the moon lost an earring and came down to earth to look for it. The worm saw her and spoke to her. "What is the matter, madam?" "I have lost my earring," she answered Luna. Then the worm took a flower and gave it to the moon. The moon, grateful, took some of its light and left it on the worm. From that night on, the worm glows in the dark. The moon looks at it from the balcony of the sky and smiles as she touches the flower earring the worm gave her. Sergio's lie. Sergio and his sister Lucia were very happy because they were going to the circus. When they were leaving home, their parents asked them, "Did you take the car keys?" "No, I didn't. It was Lucia who hid it," answered Sergio. Then the parents asked Lucia, "Is it true that you have hidden the keys?" "No, I didn't take them," Lucia answered, crying. Seeing his sister crying, Sergio said to his parents, "Lucia didn't take the keys. It was me. I've been playing with them and I don't remember where I left them. When they found them, it was too late to go to the circus." His father, very serious, said to Sergio, "Because you lied. We couldn't go to the circus and you made your sister cry." Telling the truth is a very important rule that you must always follow. Sergio, very sorry, asked for forgiveness and promised to always tell the truth. The winds. In the past, the winds blew constantly over Vancouver Island. There was no good weather and there was no low tide. The men decided to kill the winds. They sent spies. The winter blackbird failed, and so did the sardine. Despite its poor eyesight and broken arms, it was the gull that was able to elude the hurricane standing guard before the house of the winds. The men then sent out an army of fish, which the seagull led. The fish lay down by the door. As they came out, the wind stepped on them. They slipped and fell, one after the other, on the ray, which skewered it with its tail and devoured them. The west wind was caught alive. Prisoner of men, he promised that he would not blow continuously, that there would be light air and light breezes, and that the waters would leave the shore a couple of times a day, so that mollusks could be caught at low tide. His life was spared. The west wind has kept its word. My favorite food. My favorite food is macaroni. I love it. When Mom makes macaroni, I give her such a big kiss it's impossible to draw it. On Tuesday, Mom made macaroni and tomato and something else. When I saw them on the plate, so cut up, so even, I imagined a very long macaroni, so long that it would be impossible to eat it, so long that it would be impossible to eat it. And I imagined an Italian man wearing an apron, sitting on a wooden stool with a kitchen knife, cutting and cutting small macaroni from the long, very long macaroni. He cut them all the same, not a single one longer than the other, and I imagined the Italian gentleman arriving home.
Comprehension text.
What is the shape of the tail of wild cats? A. Cylindrical. B. Oval. C. Triangular. Cylindrical. Where is Pablo's bicycle? A. Hall. B. Shed. C. Garden. B. Shed. What happened to the horse? A. It was stolen. B. It got lost. C. He escaped. He escaped. What was Flora's house like? A. Comfortable. B. Dirty. C. Ugly. A. Comfortable. Whose idea was the joke? A. From his mother. B. From his dad. C. His brothers. B. From his dad. Who was in love with the moon? The dog. B. The cat. C. The worm. C. The worm. Who lied about the keys? A. Sergio. B. Lucy. C. Pope. A. Sergio.